So thank you everybody to join us today. My name is Greg. I will introduce you today our company, which is called DTF Medical. I think you can see my screen right now.
Yes, we can
Um,
see.
okay, so we are a French company based 3 hours by train from Paris in a city called Saint-Etienne. We were created in 1951. It's a family business, so it's been 70 years. We are operating in the medical field. We are special because we offer three categories of medical devices, such as aerosoltherapy, breastfeeding, but also wound treatment. Most of our sales are made in France with an annual turnover of 9 million euros. However, we would like to expand our business, and that means we are looking for international partners to promote our products. Research and innovation are really important to us. So we have two centers in France, one in Saint-Etienne where we are based and another one in Tours. We also have all the necessary certificates to export. So before I start to introduce our products, why choose DTF Medical? Because we are a family business in this field for more than 70 years. So we have seen a lot of changes and we are still here. We offer a large choice of products with three categories. We also have a lot of different supports, which we can offer to our partners, such as marketing, technical, communication, and also reliability. The business is fully owned by the family, so we have full control on the production line, which grants us some flexibility. We also have a lot of different marketing tools already ready to use. All we need is a translation, such as video, posters, or even application. So now we'll move back, switch back to my camera. I think I can show you the products directly in front of the camera, and later on, if you have some questions, I can show it again to you. This way it will be active. So I will start with the breastfeeding range. One thing to know is that we have two ranges of breastfeeding. One is made for hospital use, another one is made for home care use. So I will start with the biggest machine we have for breastfeeding. It's called Physio Pro, as you can see right here. So basically it's a box. It has been designed for breastfeeding specialists, so use in hospital. It can be used in single or double pumping. And the asset of this machine is to reproduce the natural suction of the baby. So you can see here you have two knobs. One is to control the vacuum level of the machine, and another one is to control the cycle levels of the machine. So the aim is for the mother to recreate the natural suction of the baby and to produce more milk. Because one thing to know is that once the breastfeeding is comfortable, the mother will create a protein which is called prolactin, which will boost the creation of milk and which will benefit the baby. As a reminder, breastfeeding is recommended by the World Health Organization because of thanks to all the benefits it has to the baby. So the more nutriments he can get, the more milk he can get, the better it is for all his future. So this was the machine for hospital. We also have the same kind of machine which has been designed for home care use. It's called the Mini Kits Dio, as you can see right here. It's basically the same elements with a little less functions because it's less powerful, because it's way smaller. It's light and really easy to carry. It weighs less than 500 grams. You can also, such as the Physio Pro I just showed you before, the mother can also choose the intensity of the suction, and she can also try to recreate as much as possible the natural suction of her baby. It has been designed for active mothers, working mothers. So you also have something like you have a belt clip for the mothers to use it while walking or moving. So it's also interesting for mothers who don't have time to breastfeed at home. We also have the same elements with single use. So it's solo. So basically it's the same one, but with only one container. All of our machines works with the same breast shield. Actually, we have designed a full range of breastfeeding container to make it really easy for the mothers to choose the right size of breast shield. So you can see right here, one of the tools we have developed. We also have an application, but the system is basically the same. It's really easy to use. It was really a priority for us. You can see here you have 4 colors, and this is basically a ruler. The mother just have to put it on her breast and choose the size for her, which is which fits her the best. And according to the color, let's say she's comfortable with the orange color. That means she has to choose the breast shield with the corresponding color. So in that case, orange. So that means we have 4 sizes: 21, 24, 26, and 30 millimeters, and also 2 kind of extra sizes, large or small, to really offer a range of breast shield as big as possible for the mothers. So this is one thing, the breastfeeding and also the right choice of the breast shield. But another really important element is the set of accessories, which are also really important to ensure safe and comfortable breastfeeding. So I chose 2 elements we have, which are really useful and used in France. First one is the cream, which it's 100% natural. It's called lanolin. It is used to relieve the pain from breastfeeding, and the mother can use it before or after breastfeeding. And one thing important to know is that as it's 100% natural, the baby can also eat some while he is breastfeeding. So it's totally harmless for the baby, and it can relieve the mother from the pain. And another accessory among others we have, but those 2 are the most relevant, is this one goes with the active or working mothers. It's called PhysioFresh. It is a transport bag with a small container with a refrigerant bag to ensure not to break the cold chain after the mother expressed her milk. So it's also interesting item, but the main point was to ensure the hygiene of the products, and also to stimulate the creation of the prolactin to boost the the production of milk. So all of our breast shield, as you have seen, have been developed with the clean valve technology, which is a system which reduces the risk of contamination, the bacterial contaminations, and which guarantee the safety of the baby and the purity of the milk. So that settles the first presentation. For the first category of item, now we'll move to another field, which is totally different and nothing to see. It's wound treatment, and my colleague Jerome is also attending this presentation. So I will make a general presentation. I will be open for further questions later on. But let me start to show you the control machine of our product, Woundel. So what is it actually? It's a machine made to boost the recovery system of the patients. It is designed for patients whose body cannot cure anymore the wound. So at that moment, our machines can be used. This control is linked with 2 electrodes. One is a dispenser electrode. Another one is basically the bandage. Why 2? Because the objective is to recreate the natural electric system, actually. As our body is already producing an electric system, the main point of this machine is to boost this electric system. So this bandage can be cut according to the wound, and it has to be used with a half an hour session. So it is technical, not too much, but still enough to be used in a hospital, in where the nurse has to choose the right power to activate the recovery system. So the machine can go to 5 to 42 amperes, the electric power, and the indications are rather easy to understand. the nurse has to put electric power between 5 to 42 until the patient feels tingling. Once the patient feels tingling, the nurse has to reduce the electricity power, and the session has to last half an hour and twice a day. So it's really interesting machine. We also mainly presented at the moment in France, but the results, it's quite new. The results are really astonishing. I will just transfer my screen so you can see you can have a clear idea of the result of such machine. Take the same one. I think everybody can see. So what we have right in front of us, it's a venous ulcer of 70 years old female patient. Her body couldn't cure this wound by itself, so she benefited from the wound therapy for 2 months, and you can see the wounds are recovering after 2 months. You can see it's almost the wound is almost completely recovered. It has been made in a French hospital. We have a lot of different examples in the French hospital. For example, with another pathology, right in front of you, you have a necrotic endodermatitis. It was a male patient who was suffering from it, 63 years old. You can see after only 1 month of use, the good results of such therapy. Actually, what the Wundel system is looking for is to recreate the granulation of the wounds. That means the wound will finally be able to be cured. And last but not least, the same kind of pathology for 76 years old female patients. And also after only 1 month of use, you can see the wound is almost completely recovered. So this device is really interesting for people in lack of who cannot heal the wound by themselves, and we are trying to push all those elements forward. And by forward, I mean internationally. So that's it. I try to be not too long and just offer you the main elements. Otherwise, I will just go into too much explanations. So I think now it's the time of the questions and answers. So please feel free to ask me, and or right now, or otherwise a little later if you feel more comfortable.
All right, thanks a lot, Greg, for a nice presentation. Please, anyone, if you have any questions, please go ahead.
I have a question. The breast pump business is quite a well-developed business. There's a number of players, right, in the market. So as a distributor, how, you know, if we were to work together, how would I be able to establish a reasonable market share coming into the game quite late?
Entering the game, yeah. I understand. First tool I can say it's marketing. It's important. In France, as I mentioned, we have a lot of experience in that field, so we can provide you with a lot of materials, of resources. Another important element is I agree with you that the market is tense, is difficult, especially from Asia. And one element we like to put forward is the quality of the products. It's made in France. We have a lot of certification. Actually, every 2 or 3 months, we got some audits to make sure our machines are of good quality, and those elements can be put forward.
Thank you.
So Gregor, building on the Jonathan question, your approach to the market, are you looking for direct-to-consumer business, or is it more on the B2B with e-shop?
B2B, we're mainly looking for distributors.
All right. And could you tell us a bit more on the wound management side? You know, what's your business model? You know, in terms of, you know, where is revenue coming from? Are you selling the pads or device as well to the customer, or How is
Yeah.
the
Actually, the business model in France is a little different as we are working directly with hospitals. So because we have a lot of connections with the research and development centers we have a kind of a network with different hospitals. So we work directly with doctors. For example, in September, we have conducted a webinar with two quite renowned French medical skin doctors, excuse me, who made an online webinar introducing the Woundel device. So, but to export, we are also looking to build with our distributor the same frame actually. Also a network working with hospitals.
But I understand that the electric device is reusable, right? While the pads are single use.
No, the pads are single use. It has to be renewed.
Right, right. And you rent out the device, or you sell it, or give us
Yeah.
of the pricing a bit, so we get a bit of.
Actually, we do. It's one of the options. Yeah. For instance, breastfeeding, we rent it also in France. So it really depends on the expectation of our customers, and this is it's the position to mutually find. So we can do both.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you.
And another question on the breast pumps in France. What's your main distribution channel? Is it pharmacies or is it
pharmacies? Because we are in the two categories. We're in hospital, but also in home care. And home care, you can find in pharmacies our products, but also in hospital for the first machine I showed you, the box can be found in hospital.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Greg, what would you say is the main focus of yours? Is it rather the breastfeeding, or is it the wound care, or how is it balanced? How is it? What's the ratio of your business?
At the moment, I will say breastfeeding, because we started with we are created in the 50s in France, and we started with aerosol therapy. Then in the 70s, we started to move on to breastfeeding. So we had two categories. And wound treatment is quite new. So that's why this machine is not that old. And as it's quite successful in France, we would like to push it internationally.
Right. So the strategy is to put more pressure or more focus on the wound care.
Wound care, but also as I mentioned, we have a control of production line, and we can adjust it. So if we have let's say we have a huge demand in the breastfeeding, we could also totally do it. So it really depends.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, regarding the competition, for example, would you say what's your USP differentiation from your competition and the most powerful competition in your region?
So I have to answer by category. So breastfeeding, it has, because the French production, good quality, hygiene, good results, also a lot of existing resources. So no need to, for example, if we have a partner in another country, no need to waste too much time on marketing, because we already have all the resources necessary. Only translation is needed. The same goes with aerosol therapy, actually. And for wound treatment, as it's newer, I will say the asset we have is the innovation that can represent, and the good result we are starting to have in France.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, maybe some last question, since we are the time is almost up.
I've requested some information to Vaclav for the breast pumps. So then
I see. All right. I will put you through. I will share the contact with you, Jonathan. Okay, thanks a lot, Greg, for the presentation and for presenting DTF. Once again, if anyone else would like to get in touch with Greg, please let me know in the chat, and I'll share the contact details with you.